All right. So this is the official first meeting of our DAO, Decentralized Autonomous Organization. All those terms and buzzwords from the Web3 are going to be explained thoroughly, and we're all going to have clarity for everything that we don't understand. My name is Kostas, and I'm a multi-founder. I'm a creator, photographer, videographer, and I own a creative agency that we're doing restaurant marketing. And until before the pandemic, I was also running an event planning business with my friend Danny here. We're very successful, serving clients like Google, Louis Vuitton, and so on. And then the pandemic kicks us in the butt and say, hold on now, you're getting too successful. Take a step back and we're gonna reconvene after the pandemic. Anyway, that's a story. And I'm gonna give the microphone to Rachel and then Jacob, and then let's everybody, and then Heather. Okay, let me put the line, okay? So we can have some symmetry here. Rachel, Jacob, Heather, Chris, Justin, Konstantinos, Fotis. So remember the person before you, Danny, John, and Brian. Sounds good?
You're gonna have to type it out like Diane does.
That's the thing with Diane. She's missing today. It's gonna be, yeah. She has a chiropractor. That's the thing with Diane. I cannot do those things. Anyway, I don't remember the sequence. So Rachel, you go first.
Hey guys, I'm Rachel. I'm here in Denver, Colorado. I am an identity designer and WordPress developer. So mostly build websites for clients and always been super passionate about the web, from Web 1 to Web 2 to now Web 3. I'm learning more about that. So I'm really excited to start this group with you guys.
And Jacob.
Thanks, Rachel. So my name is Jacob Cass. I'm down here in Sydney, Australia. I do a lot of different things, but at my heart, I'm a designer. I have gone from being a logo designer to an identity designer to a brand strategist. I also run a community for creatives and designers where we help them grow and run creative successful businesses. Run a podcast on branding, and I have a big blog called Just Creative, which I've run since about 2007. So that's my world in a nutshell. The skills I can bring to this group is web design, branding, marketing, design, business smarts. So that's really my core competencies that can help I guess grow this DAO. So I'm excited. I've done one or two, probably 3 sessions with Kostas now to learn about Web3 and all the opportunities. And I am very excited about this and the opportunities it can bring other creatives as well. So really looking forward to this journey into the forest and, looking at or hearing from you guys as well. So thank you.
Awesome. Who was next? Heather. Heather, I know it's Heather.
Hi, my name's Heather. I'm in Bend, Oregon. I'm a motion designer, graphic designer, and I spent the last 5 years until the pandemic working on the programming committee for the Bend Design Conference and building their exhibits. And I first met Mr. K, as I call him, through his group and a good friend of mine, Matt Wood. We kind of did a little bit of a collaboration, but I'm just curious to learn more. So that's why I'm here.
Awesome. Who was next? You might guys remember? I'm sorry about that.
I think it was me.
Let's go. Yeah. Let's do it.
Hi, everyone. I'm Chris. I live in Athens, Greece right now. I'm a graphic designer. My main client right now is Netflix. So this is where I spend most of my time designing titles. I'm also a web designer. I like to do video production and podcasts. And yeah, that's it.
Very talented, Chris. I know him for a fact. He's very talented. Anyway, who's next?
Yeah, I think it was me. My name is Justin Smith. I am a director of digital product creation for a footwear design production company. For the last 5 years, I've been trained as a typical shoe dog line builder. And then COVID hit. I couldn't travel to New York, couldn't travel to LA, couldn't travel to China to build shoes anymore. So we adapted. In the background, I was learning 3D. So built up a pretty decent skill set in 3D, and we started just doing all virtual samples. So now I connect the global offices, and then seeing kind of what 3D can do and what we can do with Web3, it got me thinking. So I joined the Future Pro group, started reaching out to Heather, got connected with Kostas here, and this is where I'm at now, figuring out what I'm doing. So I literally just bought the domain Shoe Cerberus, and we're starting to doing 3D shoe dog stuff.
Nice. Very nice, man. Dope. All right. Who's next?
It's me. Hi, guys. My name is Konstantinos. I'm from Greece, Rhodos. I'm a marketeer. I run a small social media agency in Rhodos. I also run a small retail furniture shop. But now it's time to go big. Enough with a small ship. And I'm also brand loyal to the Forest brand. So I'm a big fan of all the services and concepts and everything. I'm really happy to join you today. I'm very interested of this new world of Web3. I'm fascinated by the crypto technology. My father, on the side, my father is a painter, and I would like at some point to create NFTs from his original artworks. That's how I got into this world. And let's see.
Welcome, brother. Thank you. That was great. Who's next one?
I'll go next. Fotis.
Okay, Fotis.
Hey guys, my name is Fotis. I'm from Brooklyn, New York originally. Just moved down to the Jersey Shore in Long Branch about 3 years ago. I'm a music producer, mixer, artist, multi-instrumentalist. I've worked with many producers in the business, some legendary, some not so. Andy Johns, who did Rolling Stones and Led Zeppelin's first couple albums, to Vampire Weekend's producers. I produce my own stuff. I mix my own music. I mix for clients. I produce for clients, and I have a small little studio out here in Jersey where I pretty much do everything myself. I'm kind of like an all-around musician and full service. You know, I could just put music together at a drop of a dime in the situation that I'm in here, and hopefully I could contribute to this DAO.
Awesome. Thank you, Fori. Amazing.
Yep.
We have music going on. I love it. Who's next?
I'll go next, Costas.
All right, my brother.
Hey, everyone. My name is Danny. Located here in the Northeast, not too far from where Costas is located, upstate New York. I was prepositioned, or I was reached out to by Costas. Him and I actually ran an events company for, say, about 2 years prior to the pandemic. We did very successful together. So when he had asked me to kind of join this call and kind of figure out if there were synergies for us to work together again, I obviously said, of course. Background is really in sales and marketing. So I ran Ad Network years in New York City. We did online customer acquisition and new customer acquisition for Fortune 500 and Fortune 1000 brands online. And then from there, started my own ad agency and then hooked up with Costas to do the interactive dining experience company. And I'm currently leading sales for an organization here in the Northeast that does background screening and criminal investigation, essentially focused on creating sales funnels and marketing initiatives and then driving consumers down the funnel in terms of sales and obviously becoming a customer for whatever the initiative is at that time. So glad to join on board here, and I'm excited to see what opportunities lie.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you, man. Your skills are very much required here. Who's next? I think it's John, and then it's Brian, right?
I'll go. Yep. Hi, guys. So great to be with you all. I've recently connected with Costas and Jacob after kind of trolling them after their NFT event a couple of weeks back, and had some really great conversation and thrilled to be here. I'm run innovation for a global creative agency, advertising agency here out of New York City. So I'm SVP Technology Experience, and basically my role is to help guide Fortune 100 brands into new digital innovation spaces, and certainly this Web3 world. Very much, I'm always kind of in the metaverse, and streamed live the other day from there. And so my role at the agency is to help drive a lot of the next step thinking on how brands can embrace this third generation of the internet. And I'm creating lots of content online on Instagram and LinkedIn, articles and stories and video content, really to try to demystify a lot of the complexity and technical aspects of this, so that folks can truly understand it and really get excited by what it can bring. And my role here is hopefully to help drive a lot of the innovation strategies, content strategies, marketing, and looking for a forward-thinking approach to embrace this new world. So super excited to be here.
Thank you, John. That was awesome. We're so happy to have you here with us. So, Ryan, you're the last but not least. So,
last but not least, what's up, guys? First things first, I'm Brian. I live in Denver. Rachel's the one that told me about this great opportunity here. I guess the best thing to know about me is I'm actually a little bit newer, odd man out here to the creative community, but work for a big insurance company right now. But NFTs, crypto, all that, man, it's just sky's the limit, right? It's going to be blowing up like crazy over the next few years. So now's the time, right? Let's get this thing going. Super, super pumped to be a part of this opportunity, and great to meet you all.
Thank you, Brian. Welcome to this family. Welcome to this project. So there is definitely good energy from everybody. And as you can see, everybody has explained what they do. And you can see the multi-skilled, multiverse situation here. We have marketeers, we have designers, we have branding experts. But I think the alignment here is about the Web3. Before I'm going to center you, I'm going to center the group with my favorite quote for NFT. All right. That's from Naval. And that's something I used also for the presentation I did with Jacob. You can't stop it. It's ultimately code, and code is just speech, and speech is just ideas. You can't stop ideas. And if you try to stop that, you're going to miss out on the greatest wealth creation and innovation since the internet came into being. I relate to that quote so much because it's true. And the last 6 months intensively with my research, I'm not so good in research like John, because I know John, if you guys see his Instagram, it's his information provision is outstanding. But I think what I got from this opportunity is that this is the internet 1995. This is it for all of us. And what we're trying to accomplish here by bringing people that maybe we haven't really talked about things together in the past, it's like, see how this decentralization and blockchain can actually make this project happen. So how it started, it's me and Jacob and Rachel, we've been talking separately about how much we love the Web3 and the NFT. And me and Rachel, we know each other a little bit longer than Jacob, but we all got connected through, Diane's, of course. You're going to meet Diane. By the way, we're missing 4 people today. They're all excused. So we'll have more people in the group, 3 more girls and 1 more boy. And I think the diversity is there, all right? So actually, we need more women because I trust women more than I trust men. I'm sorry, guys, when it comes to judgment. So yeah, we're gonna have to make some judgment calls. So it's not a bias. For me, it's a reality. All right. So anyway, parenthesis. When me and Rachel start talking about NFTs, and I remember we start talking about the Dogecoin, the meme coin, and people make money, and we're talking about hold it and make, we realize when the artwork and the NFT world starts spreading out that there is something there. So with Jacob, I started talking with Jacob because me and Jacob have this nice relationship. We did some workshops together, And by the way, we did the workshop, Jacob, 2 weeks ago, if I'm correctly, 2 weeks ago, and we have 500 people registered, which is for me was like the biggest event I've ever done in my life in terms of online. And we have all these technical difficulties with our internet get jammed. So that's another story, but we pulled it off and we created a nice presentation. And after that, we both got so much traffic from people asking questions about the project. So I know the need is there. I know the demand is there. There's definitely a big demand. People want to see something new and fresh that they can relate to. And the way it is right now, the NFT world, it's for some people, it's there is a big roadblock. They don't understand it. They're skeptic about it. There's so many conflicts in terms of opinions. So we are here just to answer all the questions from our research and to see how we can all work together. And I think the opportunity is huge. So what is the forest? Rachel, if you want, I mean, please stop me and slap me and tell me if you want to say something. But I think in the next few minutes, I'm going to tell in high level explanation of what's the forest. All right. So what's the forest? The main product of the forest is the community. The main output of the forest is the community. And this community, it's going to consist of strictly and explicitly and exclusively with creatives. Now, why? Actually, if we want to niche it even more, for creatives that don't have the access that people who are in the NFT world already have. So somehow we want to bring the people who see the opportunity, but they don't have the means. They're still skeptic about it. So those are the people, those are our target audience. People who want to see a nice, fresh, authentic, and transparent effort to help each other. And this community, it's going somehow to change their route in their history. I don't want to say that we're promising wealth to them, but what we're promising, and I think it's a very valid promise, it's an addition to their arsenal of services and products to become very good in Web3 so they can be able to navigate. And it's on them what they want to do. But I think the community, we have a vision here. Oh, we have Sherlyn that just joined. The vision we have here is all about bringing the community together and empower it as much as we can. Like it's all about the community. All right. Let me see if Cheryl. Welcome, Sherlyn. She's in Pensacola, right, Rachel?
Yes. She said that she's been trying to get in, but it said there was another meeting in progress or something.
Okay. All right. Zoom, internet, it happens. Web 2, we're going to change that, right? So hey, Cheryl, welcome. How are you? You unmute yourself, please.
Yep, getting everything from headphones.
Welcome. So yeah, we already did our introductions, but you're gonna see the video that we're recording, but I would love you to make introduction. I don't want to put you in the spot right as you come in, but please say hi. Who are you? Where are you? What you do?
Hi, I'm Cheryl Murphy. I am the owner and founder of Vivid Bridge Studios. I'm a video marketing agency here in Pensacola, Florida, along the Gulf Coast in the United States. Happy to be here. Sorry for technical difficulties.
I know it happens. It happens. Well, welcome on board, Cheryl. Nice to have you here. So I was explaining about the forest, an overview. All right. So the main product of the forest is the community, and the community is going to consist of people, creatives that they don't have access to the Web3. We're going to give them, we're going to be their stepping stone. That's the number one product that the forest is providing. How you can get the forest? You can get the forest by buying our NFT tokens. I don't know how many haven't seen the story that we built and the artwork. Is somebody who hasn't seen the story or the artwork from the group here? No, everybody's updated. Good. So we made some artwork with the theme of the forest. That comes to me as a creator. I like owls because of the symbolism about knowledge and wisdom. And I think an owl, it's a perfect pet to take you to become wise and have the knowledge to go to the Web3. So eventually we can change that. Everything is subject to change. Whatever you read, story, artwork, everything is subject to change. All right. That's the power of decentralization. All right. We just built the foundation, the stepping stone, so we don't have to do everything from scratch. Okay. So we have the owls. We call them noctuas as a courtesy to the Latin words, so to make it a little bit more historically, more mystic, So the noctuas are going to be 10,000. And we're going to create drops. For those who don't know what a drop is when you announce that we're going to sell those NFT tokens, and the utility, it's the access to the community. So again, for those who don't know about what utility NFT is, like it's an artwork that has some perks after you buy the artwork. You get access to community, or you get like a free coffee, whatever, something extra as a feature. So our feature for this utility NFT, it's access to this amazing community that people will learn how to become Web3 entrepreneurs. And that can be many things. They can be designers, they can be collectors, they can be investors. but the designers are going to run this community. All right. Now, we're going to have an educational framework platform. We're going to have a huge library, which for me, I think it's very easy if we all connect our powers to make the biggest NFT library out there. There's so many links based on subjects, based on categories. So I think if we all collaborate here, we can really build the biggest NFT library in the world. I think it's very easy to do. All right. And that's a static aspect of learning. They can go, they can download, they can see the links, they can read. And we're going to have also a master class or a cohort that people on a weekly basis, people from us, we're going to take on this to teach people about the Web3 from scratch, from point 0 to point hero. All right. So the beautiful thing about this community is like people who start learning about the Web3 we're going to create this engagement, this energy, this hype, and eventually they're going to be able to build their own artwork, right? So we can empower them to actually sell and make money. There are 3 tiers, the 3 actually words, pillars, whatever you want to call them in the forest: learn, connect, and sell. All right. So I think at the end of the day, we don't want to promise things that cannot happen, but what we can promise is like we are giving them a roadmap to go there. So that's the roadmap of the forest: communication, connection, communities, workshops, guests, you name it. Me and Rachel will start doing some recordings about talking about this creation, and we thought that a radio station would be a good idea, that we all can have like guests and talk about things, and start building some content, like podcasts for the forest. People can download it based on subject, based on discussion. So we can do many things. All right. So that's the one. Buy the NFT. All right. Get access to the community. Number 3, build art. You can build art by yourself, or you can build art as collaboration. Let's say Fotis is a musician and Heather is a motion designer. So let's get together and do a collaboration, put music, something very from scratch, and let's create a series of something. That's collaboration. The team here is going to be responsible to give some guidance to those collaboration. What kind of projects we can do? Let's create motion design and music. Let's create 3D design and animation. I don't know, whatever. But you get the point here. Collaboration is going to be very important to also strengthen this collaboration and strengthen this connection between the people to make art. And while they're learning about the semantics, and trust me when I tell you this, I hope you know already, there's so many semantics and so many things to learn. I keep learning. Every day there is like something new. I think I made a mistake and I put in Google Alerts so many different topics, and my email in the morning is jammed with links that I cannot even go over it, So I think I'm going to do some filtering there. But the NFT world as a Google Alert, it's crazy. It's crazy. So many topics every single day. I'm overwhelmed. Anyway, it's a good overwhelming. So the gallery now, okay, the Forest Gallery. People are learning how to build, and they build artwork. They have 2 options. They can graduate from the forest. They say, guys, thank you so much. I learned how to make NFTs. I'm out. I'm doing my own journey. Or you can stick to the forest and you can give your artwork to our gallery. And eventually, the big picture here is the forest to become the biggest marketplace from designers for designers, and create this big energy for people to collaborate, to make some criticism about artwork, get ideas, and support each other. When we post something, the community is going to lift it up. We're going to promote each other's artwork. So you see the picture here. It's not only about learning, creating, and selling. It's also about, getting the support, this boost from the community. So if they want to stay with us, we are building up a huge gallery. So the Forest Gallery is going to work basically in a very simple form of a gallery, but there's no middleman. Decentralization is all about decentralization. We all are connected, but we do have to get paid for our service for this boost. In a Spotify world, an artist, and I think Fortis, who's a musician, can second me on that, it's about 80 for Spotify and 20 for the user. In our marketplace, it's going to be 80 for the artist and 20 for the marketplace. And you're going to tell me in the beginning, but is it scalable? Yes, it will have thousands of artwork and people are buying and buying and buying. Things are changing. So it's all about the volume here. But we're going to build volume by creating this exclusive scarcity, the people to want to come in, to learn, and to want eventually to be curated from us, because that's the roadmap here. So with that being said, once you build a gallery, you start getting one more stream of revenue for the DAO. I'm going to explain to you about the DAO and the founding members. The next part of what we're trying to do here, parenthesis, everything is subject to change. This is a foundational idea, a foundational vision that we can either follow it, enhance it, change it, switch it. Everything is subject to change. There's no ego. There's only we go, right? And we really mean that. The next part is the game. The biggest trend right now, and we're talking, I think we'll be talking with Jacob about the types of NFTs, is the play to earn NFTs. People love to play to earn. So right now in Philippines, it's a job to play the game, the Axie Infinity, and breed pets, grow them, and make money. And the average is like $15 per hour. So there are people there, they're actually doing this. So you can go in Upwork or Fiverr right now, hire people to breed pets for you and to make money. You split who's doing the work, how much money the breeder, and how much you take. There's so many opportunities right now, which is crazy. For us though, because the forest as a theme, and I think we can all relate to the forest because we love the forest, we love the trees, we like the mystic part, the dark part, we love the creatures. It's a huge opportunity to build our own game. And this game can be a Dungeons and Dragons style, and we can have also a physical game with cards that people can get it as the next drop as a utility, get your cards, and start creating engagement and hype around the game. And I think this is huge if we try to manage it. It's very raw as an idea, but I think it's very doable. But this is going to create extra engagement. And the next step, it's the actual metaverse. It's the actual virtual reality. It's the Forest verse, all right? Everybody, bear with me because we all going to have questions, okay? So I just want to finish, so please bear with me here. So the metaverse, the way we see it is like it's a virtual forest that artists can actually buy land and make their own shop, their own gallery. And we can invite collectors and investors to come and browse the virtual reality by making their own avatars and go to those galleries and buy art. Everything is going to be integrated. There's no middleman. It's going to be NFTs. It's going to be crypto. It's going to be metaverse. This is the power of the Web3. And there is actually a lot of programmers right now doing this. And there's actually a big software platform called Mona.gallery. And I was talking yesterday with one of the ambassadors that tell me, Justin can second me on that. Tell me what you need that we can fix it for you. So there are things that we can actually experiment here. But I think eventually, as we go into the metaverse, having a forest with a game, artwork, creators, guilds, collaborations, that creates a huge energy towards the big goal. And the big goal here is to onboard the people who don't have access right now to this world and make them strong to be able to navigate it. And eventually to empower them to change the world, because we are all creators of some capacity here. And we know that it's not the best of the times to be a creative. There's so many different challenges. So I think there's many different parameters here, but you get the roadmap. Everything starts with the artwork. And for those who haven't seen the artwork, I'm going to share with you in a second. It's all about a cute owl that listened to punk rock, because I was listening actually to Sex Pistols while I was designing it. And they can have like the Mohican, they can have like Oculus, they can have like Dune, because this owl likes the Dune, or we can do whatever we want. A part of the DAO as we build it is like everybody can contribute in the art. We can build stuff, we can create more traits, all right? Now, the DAO, it's going to be a powerful organism that nobody has actually to be a leader. It's about what I call circle governance. And the circle governance is all about everybody can be a leader and everybody can be accountable, as long as we follow the vision. So the we go part here is huge. If we can connect our minds around this vision, there's not about who's doing what, it's about if this thing is done, if it's happening. It's all about accomplishing, achieving. And if there's some sort of measure later on between us or accountability, I think that's very valid to see. But I think the decentralization aspect of the DAO, it's like once we build the guidelines, it's on the blockchain. If Heather or Chris bring an idea about something, I think we should have an IP consultant, intellectual property. Say, okay, bring it as a subject, upload it in the DAO, and then we can vote it. And the majority votes if we need an IP. Now, if the idea of Heather or Chris or me doesn't go through, it doesn't mean anything. You know, the team says that right now, maybe it's not necessary. I'm sure that people, you know, we still have some creative ego that we think it's right or wrong. The point here is to limit it down and connect everybody over a common vision. And once a common vision is there, I promise you the alignment is going to be so strong that there's not going to be an ego thing. I said, my idea versus your idea. We're not going to operate like that. We're going to operate based on the we factor and based on what we're trying to do. That's why we have a white paper, we have a roadmap that you're all going to be able to adjust accordingly. So that's a part of the DAO. It's not a decision I'm going to make. It's not a decision you're going to make. It's a decision we're all going to make. Does it make sense so far? Is it too much? Is it too complicated? What do you guys feel? Are you exhausted? You got any power drinks, any Red Bulls, any coffee? No? Yeah? Whew, let me take any breath. Rachel, do you want to chime in to say something? I don't know. I mean, something.
No, you're killing it. I'll let
Oh,
you go
man.
for it. No, I think you covered everything. And like, I don't want it to just like, I don't want to information overload everyone, especially since we recorded that video for you guys. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch that because it's a little bit more in depth of the kind of overall project overview that Costas was talking about. But I think the best thing we could do at this point is just do like a Q&A so that you guys can understand kind of the vision that we have going and all get on the same page. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Q&A must be valid right now at this time point. And Jacob, you want to say something because you're also a part from the beginning. So maybe you want to chime in before we go to Q&A?
Yeah, I think you covered the main points. I think I guess the next steps would be interesting after this meeting, like what are we going to be doing, and you know, what should we be doing, and what's the timeline? So it's more about like, oh, okay, what are the next steps? That's what.
Yes, I agree. I agree. Before we go to the next steps in the Q&A, I forgot to tell you how we all get benefited in terms of compensation here. Very important, very important. We need to get the money to pay these electricity bills, all right? And buy an electric car. Anyway, here's how the DAO works. When we sell the NFTs, that's the main primary source of income, all right? So right now we have 10,000. The first drop is going to be 10,000. And when I say the first drop, the first collection. The floor price, when we set the floor price, it can be from $80 to $200. I'm going to make a very random assumption here that's going to be around $100. People who want to get, because our marketing is amazing, we're killing it, the people are talking about, there's hype. I say, okay, how do I get a part of it? They get to click to buy the NFT. They buy the NFT, and this goes to the DAO. Now, if we sell $100 of value for each NFT, if we sell 10,000, the math goes to $1 million. 51%, and that's from the basics that I read about DAO, but I may be wrong. This is work in progress for everybody. 51% has to be maintained by the DAO in order to keep it as a self-sustained business, to hire people, to moderate community, to build art, to design, you know, and we, the founding members from this drop, getting 49%. So the $490,000 is going to split equally between the founding members. I would say that's easy money if the marketing is there, you know, and the passion is there, and people actually see through what we're up to, you know, because it's not a scam. It's actually something very authentic. It's something very powerful. We are helping people actually to become part of this forest community, and the NFT that they bought as token of access, it can grow in value eventually because of the demand and the supply, and they can make money themselves. They can resell it. And that's what the NFT is about. People buy art so they can resell it. That's whatever they tell you. I mean, my small conclusion is that people are buying like stocks and they expect the value to grow so they can make money out of it. So you are getting access to this exclusive community so you can become an NFT designer and creator. And you just bought a token that signals a status that you're a part of something big. And eventually you see the value goes up, say, whoa, I can sell it for 2,000 now. I bought it for $100. It happens every day in the NFT world, all right? So that's an extra perk we have to communicate to the world. It's not about just keeping your token. You can sell it and you can buy another token. It's fine. The next drop, you get access to the next drop. So 51% of those NFT sales go to the DAO. The DAO and the money are all decentralized. Nobody touches the money. The money are going to be distributed based on our decisions. We need to spend $50,000 to create the metaverse Web3. Boom, boom, boom. Through crypto wallets, we pay, we create. We don't touch the money. But in the DAO world, it's like a corporation. If us, the DAO, we agree that in the end of the year or in the end of the quarters or in the end of half year, we want to get dividends, we have to agree how many dividends from this money from the DAO we can share. So there's more money to be made eventually, because if the DAO makes money, why not to take 20% of this DAO money as dividends, as bonus at the end of the year? There's so many different opportunities here to make money. And of course, the gallery, which is going to become the biggest market. And I really mean it. It needs to be the biggest. It's not going to be OpenSea, which is the biggest right now, because it has met multiple, artwork. It's going to be our artwork. People we actually helping to understand, and people are getting pumped to create art. Imagine now if you sell 10,000, tokens, and you have, let's say, 10,000 members, and everybody's creating, immediately you're having 10,000 artwork, at least, or maybe, I don't know, but you get the idea. I'm not going to talk about the tree planting now, because the environmental impact, it's also something we need to discuss. When you ask me about it, I can have something for you, but you read on the white paper how we're going to defend ourselves to the skeptics, that people say, you're evil, Satans, you're killing the tree. So do you, man, because you toasted a bagel in the morning, That's how the world operates. Unfortunately, let me break it to you, So we are actually doing a big favor to the world right now with the business model we try to build, but we're going to talk about it later on. So I'm sorry, I talked too much. It's an insecurity that I have that people may don't understand with simple things. That's how I operate. Forgive me. I love you. Questions, feel free. Any questions, anything that you don't understand. The most simple from the most complicated, and the most complicated, I don't know if I can answer it, but the most simple, I think I'm going to do my best.
And I was just going to bring up real quick our Notion. I put the link in the chat if you guys want to check it out later. It has just more organized of the overall project. And we also need you guys to go in there in the founding members directory and fill out your name and email and social links so that we can all connect with each other. And then there's just a bunch more info there. There's our Discord URL, which is where we'll be communicating and doing most things through. And then we're just going to keep building up this Notion as we go and keep everything organized. But
the bottom line, guys, is that in the beginning, we all have to commit to some effort and time. And that's the only investment you have to commit to. I know Heather, she was very straightforward. She told me February I'm slammed, but it's good that we're taking our pace. I think from March, we're going to be full on with all the things we need to do. And we have to find ways that we all help each other. So the way I'm thinking about this collaboration, like, let's say we need a landing page, and Rachel is a web designer, but she has her own things, somebody who doesn't have a task, say, Rachel, let me help you, so that's the part of the DAO, how I'm going to do it. I know Danny, he's a master ninja when it comes to email marketing. And I think that's one of our main strategies, to email designers with a simple subject line, say, become an NFT designer, something like that, so they can click it, or Jacob with his branding, and mindset, he can build a beautiful brand around the forest and everything, and people can say, I can help you with this, and John can be like an educational with me to build the educational cohort, and people say, let me jump in. So somehow in the teams that I have on the Notion file, I have like identified some teams. It's the product, the education, so we will see where we all are in terms of our skills. All right. And I want everybody to be contributing, not because they have to, it's because they feel to, because they're motivated to. We're not asking anybody to do something they don't want to do, right? So everybody here, it's in the same vision. And that's how you build decentralized accountability. Motivation, inspiration, to change the world altogether. So we go. All right, questions?
I'll start. I'll go one, guys.
Yes, Fred. Yes.
First up, so Costas, what's the process you guys had in mind for setting the governance of the DAO, the rules, the decision-making processes, the voting processes, the responsibilities, accountabilities, and part two, I guess, of that is, do we have someone on the team that is familiar with creating and minting and securing smart contracts as well? That's, I guess, the first place I was going to go. There's so many amazing thoughts and ideas and questions, but that's maybe a first thing to start with.
Thank you for this question. There are two questions here. First of all, it's about the governance of the DAO. And second is about the specific semantics about the actual NFT minting and the whole logistics behind the NFT and everything, right?
Or how the rules will be kind of secured as the smart contract. So who will write and secure the smart contract? Yeah, and has anyone done that before on the team? I guess.
I think no, nobody has done anything here. So that creates a different dynamic here. But what I can tell you is this: based on the research I've done and based on what I think it's happening here, everything it's doable. All right, nothing is very difficult to take place. When it comes to smart contract, first of all, we're gonna rely on the platforms, and a smart contract you can either design yours when you have your own marketplace, so you can have smart contract about the royalties and about everything, or you can go, let's say, to OpenSea or a platform, and we use a smart contract that we create on our description with our royalties that the system provides. So in terms of smart contract, it's on the future when the DAO has money to hire a smart contract developer to make our own nifting procedures. I don't know if that answers the question for the smart contract.
Yeah, I know there's platforms like Monolith, I think is one of them as well. And there's several others that help you leverage. Think of it like your terms and conditions on the bottom of a website that you would create, right? You can take standard templates and modify them to your own needs. I know there's platforms that help you can do that. So that's one thing I was curious in. And then all the rules that we collectively decide to be identified, distilled down, and then I guess placed inside of a smart contract.
Yes. Okay. By the way, thank you for that. Yes, there's so many platforms here. I think I will need your help here to identify those platforms. That the one you send me, that it's like a friendly to the environment platform, the Mutable X, I think. Those kind of ideas, we will need to have them, okay? But they have to go through a presentation, and eventually people should see it, and we vote if that's something we need to follow, okay? Now, guys, bear with me for those who don't understand about platforms and, you know, the semantics, you know? Bear with us because you're going to learn everything. You're going to be pros. So if you don't understand something, don't feel bad about it. That's why we're here all together, to make it happen. So as I was saying, any question is valid here. Now, for the DAO, I just uploaded on the chat a very good model of, it's called the circular governance. And this, it's a model that holistic approach businesses they're using with everybody to share responsibilities, leadership, you know, and how the meetings are being conducted. So based on that model, we eventually going, I think it's going to be appropriate because it's very fair to everybody to build a very nice democratized governance that everybody's equal. So feel free to give it some look later on, okay? So that's the DAO situation. The DAO rules, the DAO guidelines. Me, Rachel, and Jacob in the beginning as coordinators, not as leaders, as coordinators, we're gonna try to create some extra content for us, for our research between us, all right? So you're not going to go there blindly. Everything that needs to happen, you know, it's going to be very, very supported by the research and the papers we can share with you all, okay? With that being said, the properties and the guidelines for the DAO, it's gonna be another discussion that we agree, let's say 51% from the NFTs goes to the DAO, one agreement. Second of all, dividends, share of money every end of the year, you know, sure. Accountability, everybody has to contribute X amount of effort and time, you know, I don't know, maybe something like that, but it's going to be only the blockchain. It's not gonna be, hey, John, we talk about something and everything is going to be on the blockchain, all right? We're gonna have like a list of what's going on and everything's gonna be written in code, There is no accountants here. There's no lawyers, right? It's all us, right? I don't know if that complicates a little bit in our minds. It's not the easiest thing because something new, but I think it's the future. It's literally the future because we're going to be accountable to the vision. What do you guys think? Anything else? Any stupid questions? I love stupid questions. Simple questions. Do you, so that means you know everything? I mean, I think we did good then.
What's our timeline? What phases? When are we rolling out things?
That's a good question. I think that's also subject to discussion. But I think for me, because I need to put this, we have a good momentum right now from the workshop we did with Jacob. We have a good momentum from people that are interested. I think we all need to agree about a timeline. For me, I think a 3-month timeline to build the community, the framework, the educational, and to make pre-sales. Because I don't know if you know, guys, when you launch NFT drops, you can do a pre-sales, you can see the demand. And if the demand is not there, you adjust your marketing to push it more, you know, and you create more perks. But if the marketing is there and people start buying pre-sale just to hold their spot, to become a part of it, you know, and maybe the strategy here, instead of launching 10,000 profile picture artwork, we say, let's say 500. And we do it in a very attractive price. So we kind of start, there's so many different strategies, you know, and Danny and the people who do marketing and sales, we can create many different incentives for people to come and buy. But we can start actually pre-selling, so we can start generating money. My idea of a timeline is about have very much clarity about what needs to be done immediately. So right now, what needs to be done? We need a website, a landing page. We need to finish the artwork. So I'm going to need maybe some people in the design to give them the original PSD file. We need to agree on more traits, create more files, you know, and we need a community. We have the Discord server. We need to adjust the rules. That's what's kind of on the pipeline right now. So we have a community Discord. You guys have the access. We're going to all make you moderators, but this community Discord has a lot of bells and whistles because I hired somebody professional to make me an NFT server. So you're going to see a lot of bots about price of Ethereum, price of Solana and Cardano. Maybe we don't need all those things. You know, maybe we can simplify it. So we will need somebody to deal with the community part. All right.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Do we have like social medias all in place, stuff like that?
So I have 2 accounts on Twitter and on Instagram. For those who don't know, the most powerful tool in the NFT world is Twitter. Somehow I thought it would be Instagram because of the visual part, but Twitter is the #1 media tool to grow a community for NFTs. So everybody's talking, you have to have people on Discord and following on Twitter. Now, I have an old account that I used to have since 2008, I think, maybe, yeah, when Twitter came up, that has like about 4,500, I think, inactive people on Twitter. But I think once we activate it, and I think we're going to all get access, you know, we're going to start generating, we're going to start creating on Twitter some extra following. There's also an Instagram, an old Instagram account I have that I haven't been using, you know, it also has like about 4,500 people. It's a good start to start, you know, waking up the brand. So we do have a Twitter, we do have, and we do have Instagram, and we do have a Discord server. So social media, we just need to get the team, the media team in place to coordinate and polish everything. Does it answer the question, Foti?
Yeah, that's great.
Fantastic.
Will we be doing other sites? There's so many social media sites like TikTok and stuff like that, which I think they generate like a lot of, you know, a lot of attention, and I think you can just accumulate a massive following through that too. I mean, depending on if that's something you guys would want to do.
Yeah, I think the strategy here is because we have a target niche audience. We need to see where are the designers, the other communities, and we want to make an outreach for synergies, for awareness, you know, and start bringing people. And I think all the media should be available. You know, we should have Facebook, TikTok, we should have everything, you know, but right now we start with Twitter and Instagram and the Discord. And Danny is also going to create awareness through emails. I hope he will, if he's still in the project, you know, but I think he's going to be, I have right now 3,000 emails that are scraped from LinkedIn personally, from designers, graphic designers, you know, and somehow if the team grows up, we're going to have scrapers to create some cold outreach. I don't know, but you know, cold outreach is very efficient. Hey, Justin. No, Somebody's leaving? Oh, you're leaving, Heather? Okay, you're gonna see the rest of the video, all right?
Yeah, I'll watch it later. I have to hop on another call. I don't want to interrupt, but
No problem, no problem, no problem. You know, we're gonna touch base later. Tell me what you think, and you know, to tell me, okay. But I'm gonna have the video. So
yes.
thank you so much for coming. All right, appreciate
Yeah.
you.
See you.
See you. So emails, social media, and the Discord server is gonna be our marketing. You know, so we all going to create their hype by ourselves. We're gonna take our own NFTs. We're gonna actually create. Rachel was telling me that we should create our own NFT characters based on the characters that we have. So I don't know how that's gonna happen, but I think we're gonna do it. And yes, Rachel, you have to say something.
I personally would like to be a wizard, but I was just gonna say, we also talked about YouTube and Twitch being some
Twitch.
sources for social media content also. So with like the radio station thing we talked about earlier, that would essentially just be like live streaming on Twitch, and it could be multiple of us or just kind of like rotating where if one of us, like if I'm building the landing page for the site or something, I'm live streaming like while I'm doing it, talking about it. And then if somebody else is designing NFTs or making a video or whatever, they can stream through our Twitch channel to just create additional content and marketing, and then archive that content on YouTube as well. What do you guys think about that?
Yes, I love the YouTube idea. I don't know about the tweets because we try 3 hours to
We
make
had-
a Twitch
we had a
channel.
hell
It was
of a
very
time the
difficult.
other day.
Hey, Justin, what did you do? You did a 3D of an owl?
Yeah, I've just been doing that while I've been listening so far.
Oh man! So maybe you can take the character we have, the 2D, the
Well,
base character.
I think we level it up. And what if you just like sell like 3D models of little hatchlings, so like baby owls in an egg, and that's the first round. And then level 2 is like after you've owned that for 3 months, it hatches into like the bigger owl, and then you sell in another NFT, or the NFT evolves. But you were talking about doing tiers or levels of membership, but you can launch it with tiered NFTs.
And there you go, guys. That's what I'm talking about.
It'd be kind of cool to add to that. I don't know if this is bizarre, but I think maybe like the evolution could be like the last stage of evolution for the owl could be like a cyborg owl.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could have different themes. You could have cyborg owls, you could have steampunk owl, you can have, metaverse goggle owl, because, let's say I'm doing that, and then whoever, if we get somebody who's running a podcast, they have a special owl with like a microphone, and like those can all be just like other assets to
I love it. I love it. So those are all those ideas. We need somehow to actually externalize them into actually energy of creation and to make it as substantial as possible. I love it. I think there's something there.
Right.
I think after the first meeting here, we're going to see maybe if we have a final team, because we also have 4 people that didn't come that I need to reach out, me and Rachel, just to update them with the video and everything. But once we have the final team, and I think that's the first step to build the team. Once everybody says, you know what, I love it, I'm in, or people say, you know what, that's an amazing project, I don't have time, by all means, but I think after today, what I'm going to ask you is that whoever wants to say something extra to me or Rachel or Jacob, or they're in or out, accordingly, we need to know, I guess, by tomorrow, so we can expedite the next steps with what the team is, who are we, so we can move forward, all right? Because I understand time is of essence for everybody, all right? So Justin, for this idea, I think that's pretty doable. And what Fortis was saying, we can create like the game on a breeding situation, like the Axie Affinity, or we can make make it more engaging, gamifying it from the drops and everything. So I love it. I love it. That's what I'm talking about.
2 things, Costas.
Yes, please.
That came to mind. One, is there a place, maybe a Notion, or is it Discord, where probably so many of us have probably so many questions or thoughts or ideas after this first call? Is there some place for us to maybe document all of our questions and thoughts so that we can kind of capture them in one place versus different emails and things like that? Would that be the Notion, or would that be the Discord? Where might that be?
Both, but I think we have the Discord server ready. I think, Rachel, we can get people in, right? I mean, you can just jump in the. So I'm gonna create a personal private channel DAO. So we're gonna have there maybe a Q&A. I think Discord, yes, I agree with Justin, makes more sense. So I think after the meeting today, you're gonna get, it's on the Notion file, the link of the Discord, you're gonna see it.
Yeah.
So just join it and we're gonna, upgrade you to moderators and we're gonna create the channel. So after that, I guess that's gonna be the form of who wants to be in.
May I
Who's gonna
jump
come
in?
to Discord?
Also, I think a good idea is I don't know who's on the Signal app, which is like basically like a texting and phone app. We could all make a group Signal thread, and we could literally communicate on the fly. Like it's almost like we all have each other's numbers in one group chat, and we could just at any moment we could just keep throwing. Even
I don't know about the Signal.
anything.
Signal, you
Oh,
said?
okay.
Signal?
I've used it with my cousins. I mean, we basically have a group chat where it's basically like just text message, but like it's a really good way of keeping in touch and knowing what everyone's thinking. I mean, it's an idea. Maybe Discord's better. I mean,
I think,
I've
listen,
only
the
used
Discord,
this
because the Discord, it's already a situation that the people know and they're going to build a community.
because
I
I've
think,
used it only for some trading view stuff, but
yeah, there is a Discord app too. There's a Discord app. So
yeah, I have Discord.
okay, cool. So I think if you guys agree, let's stick to, because I already have like 5,000 apps on my phone, different messaging, and I don't want to add one more. I like the idea for the direct, but I think we can create the directness in Discord. So Jacob asks if there's a database of members, social profilings. Yes, on the Notion file. Can I share the Notion file? So in the Notion file, yes.
I just put it in the chat.
Yeah. So yeah, feel free everybody to go and yeah. Rachel, how do I add like a row? I don't know. I'm not that good in Notion. We need to add more rows.
If you just right click on it, it should let you add one, but you might have to make sure you're logged in first to Notion.
I have to click edit in the top right. That's what I had to do.
Okay. So feel free to add yourself in Notion on the database we have on the file, For those who don't know about Notion, I mean, we can actually send us on an email and we're going to make it for you. All right. Okay. So we covered about some questions about the DAO, about the rules, about some ideas about the artwork. John, you were saying something else as well. You had one more question, if I'm correct.
Yeah. Thank you. The only other one, Costas, was, is there someone that's kind of indirectly or directly playing the kind of project coordination or project management role of all of this? Because I know there's so many different pieces. There's the roadmap, there's the strategy, there's the marketing. There's so many different pieces to this. And I've been in a couple of groups where there's been a project coordinator role, and it's such a blessing because it's someone that's almost detached from maybe a specific track like creative or strategy, that is kind of a connector that helps follow the roadmap. Is that kind of a role being identified?
Yes, Rachel.
Wonderful.
I did not sign up for that. Hold on a second.
I think in the beginning it's gonna be me, Rachel, and Jacob, just to coordinate. I know I haven't asked them, but I think they agree with me that I will need some help. I cannot do it by myself. So Rachel.
Yeah, I think
Jacob,
we're like the three of us are trying to get it as organized and streamlined as possible with the Notion and the Discord. And it's all like so new right now, but we're getting there. And I think eventually it would be nice to have a person that they just manage all of that. So if anybody's interested,
throw my hat in the ring for that. I mean, I do project management as my day job for a digital product creation team.
There you go.
That trust me, that it is absolutely key to try and have it ultimately
I agree.
all in one person's court if possible, obviously with guidance, but trust me, it does make things a lot more streamlined.
Yeah, I agree. So maybe Justin, you're gonna join me, Rachel, and Jacob on a discussion about coordination, and you can actually give us your lights about the project management skills, and we take it from there. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Awesome. We go, Rachel. We go. Don't forget, we go. Anyway, so, okay. Project coordination is very important. I agree. To set the next steps. I think the next step is after this meeting to have the final team. Okay. And we have to reach out the other 4 people. But is anybody here feeling whatever, what your initial feelings, you know, what anybody wants to share something, a concern or an idea or a vibe, whatever it is.
So first concern I have is startup cost. Who's funding that? Are we all funding that? Is it key members? How does that work out?
So the funding cost right now, because I already put the money to design the thing, to set up the thing, I hired a designer to do it. I didn't do it myself, you know. So there is some initial cost that right now it's let's say it's my contribution to this idea. I'm not looking to get the money back. What I'm looking as an investment for everybody, it's the currency of time and effort. Now, if we're gonna need money for something, that's why the founding team here, it's going to replace money with the skills. Okay. If we need money for the drop to mint the first drop, we have to find a platform that we don't have to pay money for the drop. And there is platforms out there that you don't have to pay the gas fees, and the cost goes to the user who's buying the NFT. You feel me? So the cost, the startup cost, it's bootstrap 100%. It's fire and ice from us. The skills we have, it's time and effort, you know? And by what I mean by that, guys, because I have worked in many businesses and I know how everybody values time. If you guys believe in the vision, if you believe what we're doing, somehow you're going to have the extra push by yourselves. And from this small family we're building here, you know, I know we don't know each other, and somehow I'm gonna make it happen. I'm a very good connector, and Justin's a very good connector. I think we're gonna make it happen. Jacob, he has like a community. We are going to make it happen for all of you to become one unit. All right. So rest assured, you're not by yourself here. Everything it's going to be measured as a we activity. All right. And every problems, that's a beautiful thing about the blockchain. That's why I'm pumped about the blockchain. Everything is decentralized. That means that everybody's connected with everybody. So the Discord is going to be a very good opportunity to connect with each other. You know, don't be introverts. I think the introvert thing is going to be out of the question. Be extroverts. Reach out to anybody. You know, don't hold grudges and say, "Oh, he has to reach out to me, not me." No, you reach out to them, because this is how you build a community. Your effort. So I'm going to reach out to everybody. I'm going to be friends with everybody. And if you don't like me, I'm going to work out the best I can to like me, you know? So that's how the Wigo works. I know that a lot of people here that have different vibes, they come from different places, but at the end of the day, guys, if we concentrate on the vision to change the world with what we're trying to do, we're going to make money. People will make money, and the creative industry is going to shift to a very powerful Web3 design industry. We're going to change the way the things are. And I'm not talking about you guys making 10,000 or 20,000 pocket money. I want you to make as much money as possible. I want you to be so rich that you cannot do it anymore, you know? So that's my goal. I want you to be happy. It's all about me empowering you and you empowering us to do it. I'm pumped. Can you see? I'm dying here from excitement. This is it. This is it. It's happening.
Let's do this, Costa.
Ella.
I have a question, Costa. It's Foti. The website that you're referring to, where you would mint it and you wouldn't have to pay the gas fees. Do these publishers or publishing sites or NFT sites, do they have the same amount of traffic that the ones with the gas fees?
That's a good question. You know, OpenSea, it's a standard. For those who don't know, OpenSea.io, it's a standard. It's the eBay, the Amazon of NFTs, whatever. You can make the metaphor. There's so many other like platforms like Mintable or other platforms that provide more options, but they don't have as much traffic. For me, the marketing is going to be on us, not on the platform. We're not going, let's say, to Amazon because Amazon has traffic. We are going to build our own traffic. So whatever platform we're going to use, which is going to be a decision from us based on what makes sense for us, we're going to support this platform and the platform is going to support us, but we are going to do the marketing. So the platform here, Fodi, and again, that everything that I'm saying right now is subject to change and discuss accordingly. It's about us doing the marketing to bring them to buy the NFT, and the people will come to any kind of platform there is. I know there is a restriction with the Ethereum wallet and other kind of coins. I think me and John here, because I know he's very educated in that sense. I think so from what I see so far. John, I think you're way more advanced in those things. You know the marketplace, you know the blockchains. I think we may have to work to find the initial ideas for everybody to participate, you know, so just to set the tone about our options. What do you think, John?
Yeah, I think so for sure. I think all of the different platforms that we'll need to leverage, we should bring them together and make sure everyone here is familiar with them, understands them, and is comfortable with them, so that, again, I guess back to the governance, we all need to vote on which platforms, make the most sense to us. I know
Yeah.
the environmental impact is a big one at the moment. There's a lot happening with layer 2 applications on top of layer 1. For example, like the World Wildlife Fund just started their own NFT collection to help with conservation and wildlife, raising funds. For those that saw that, they received a lot of flack because they weren't minting necessarily on the most environmentally efficient platforms. So there's ways that we can look at that. But yeah, I think the platforms to distribute our NFTs, the platform to help drive the governance, and the platform to help us create a smart contract. I think all of those kind of need to be decided with those that have either done it before or who have friends that have done it before would be key things to start with as well.
So I think maybe me and you, John, if you want, like initially, we can discuss to make some initial source gathering of those things, to help people to understand. And to Foti's point, I think it's very important for us to understand that we can go to OpenSea, so maybe other eyeballs can reach out to us. But right now, and that's my idea, and I think I may be wrong, but I hope I'm right. If we do very strong marketing, 15 people here that we are, the people that we're not here, to find 10 people each, that's how you create an organic reach, and right now I have so much traffic on my own, like from people that I don't even know to ask me about it. They want to be part, and I'm sure Jacob has already some traction. So it's not going to be difficult to sell the first 200 pre-sale, so we can start generating money, and then you're gonna get 1,000 the next drop, and 3,000 and so on. I think everything is doable. I'm very confident, and I think I'm the most confident I've been in my life in terms of business, that this is going to be a successful project and very, very fruitful for everybody. And it's up to us how soon, because we talk about timeline, how soon we're going to actually launch everything so we can start generating money, because for me, I'm ready. I'm ready to make money from it, and to help the people, to help the people. Don't forget 3 pillars: learn, connect, and sell. And we need to make sure that people, that when they're coming with us, it's not about we love them. Yes, we love all the people, yeah, but we want them to be successful. We want them to learn how to make NFTs and want them to sell. So this is gonna be a community that we really want them to be successful and monetize their skills. Make sense? Somehow. Any what's that? Brian, you said at times the build foundation more about the Russian. Oh yeah. Cool. Any questions, any feedback, anything as we're recording this, and we're gonna give it to the rest of the members. Sherilyn, I want to hear from you. You're a creative agency owner. I put you on the spot again, right? I like it. Rachel, she should have told you. I'm putting Rachel all the time in the spot. So what do you think about this project? I mean, we haven't met, and I can see the energy though. I can see the smile. I can feel the energy. So tell me, what do you think about it? I can feel it. Tell me what you feel about it.
Oh no, I love it. Even all the way down to the story of being the forest. I like I like to overland and go out and disperse camping. So being out in the forest without anybody around is like my sacred place. And I even like owls. Like there's an owl right there that I made out of shells.
Yes. I love it.
So there's just like lots of alignment here in addition to the creative, if you will, the creative aspect, and the learning Web3, NFTs, the whole thing. Like I'm super jazzed about it, and
awesome.
Excited to be part of this.
Well, to this point, Sherilyn and the rest of the gang here, I think you understand that you have to put some energy in learning things.
Yes, absolutely.
So I think, and there's so many. I mean, you just Google it. It's that simple. And I know there's like, I mean, right now, John was talking about layer 1 and layer 2. I kind of understand it, but I don't. So I would say, John, what are you talking about? But I'm still learning. That's the exciting part. It's not something you learn and say, okay, let me do this now. It's an ongoing thing. So I think me, Rachel, and Jacob, and Justin, Thank you, Justin. We're gonna have a meeting to create a coordination strategy for the rest of the gang, okay? And somehow allocate the tasks, what needs to be done, and give you the task, and people will jump in and say, I can take this task or I can take this task, and we can create collaboration within us to see what's doable. We need to build this. And the reason I opened it up, we opened it up to 15, 16 people is because I think if we all work together collectively, you know, with their skills, we can expedite it. That's why the timeline, I think, is going to be even less if we all work together, you know, by organizing our time accordingly. I'm not expecting us to work 8 hours a day, you know, but I'm expecting if we work 1 or 2 hours to be 2 good hours of creating outputs based on what we need to do. And that's working smart. So yes, and Jacob, that platform, actually, I know them. It's called Odyssey DAO, and it's a very good starting point for all of you guys. It's very good stuff. It's like a DAO for education. Okay. So it's very easy to understand from the Web3, the crypto. That's what I use for the presentation. My main source for the workshop we did with Jacob was from there. It's very easy, very easy. And I'm sure John, he has, if you go to John, can you please share right now your Instagram here?
Yeah, sure. I just put it in the Notion, but let me just paste it in here. Yeah. I'm always creating kind of random silly videos and swipeable carousels on this Web3.
They're not silly at all. I'm learning from you, actually. I'm like, it's on my daily ritual, believe it or not. I have to tell you, in my coffee, I go to your feed and I'm learning about things. So thank you so much. The way you communicate this education, I'm telling you right now, I can definitely see a major role for you that you can help us in the education part. So it's the reality. All right. Okay. I want to hear from Brian. Brian, I never met Brian as well. Brian, I'm putting you on the spot now as well, but in a good way. How you feel about it? Tell me. I wanna hear you out.
Truthfully, I feel like I'm gonna have less on the creative output, more on the opinion side, I guess. More of the ratings. Definitely interested on the community side, Discord, Instagram, Twitter. Want to be a part of that. I can definitely help with the moderation. Definitely kind of maintain that. And then especially on the learning side, I guess I'm gonna have to go follow John's Instagram now. I don't want to brag, but I'm one of the quickest learners. Like I love learning. If it's something I'm passionate about, clearly this is, you know, it's something that I give me every book there is, give me every video, TLDRs, everything you can give me, just throw it at me. I got it, you know, I'll figure it out. And whatever I don't know, if it's some way I can contribute and there's a way to teach it to me quickly, hey, throw it at me, I'll learn it and then take up some slack there.
Love it. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. That's the energy we're looking for. So yeah, I mean, I don't know anything. I'm learning. So we all learners here. Okay. So welcome to the club. Yeah. I think the community part is going to be very part. We're going to need in the beginning a moderation once we understand the semantics. So I think that's very, very important part because the community actually, again, it's the main output. Our main output is how we handle people. All right. So people's management. So if you go to the Discord, you'll see right now it has all the bells and whistles. We have to take off parts we don't need. I mean, Rachel, you see it. It's too overwhelmed with so many different channels. We just have to polish it. And feel free to write down your notes and let's discuss about what needs to be changed on the Discord. You all have the access. I think the next step for me, whoever's in the Discord, I'm going to upgrade them to moderators, you know. And also there is a DAO channel, private channel. We are going to discuss about things in the DAO channel, all right? Not in the public. So we can maintain the strategy within us, okay? But this subject also to be transparent eventually. So it's not that we have something hidden, but in the beginning, we don't want to create a general topic about how we're building it. We're gonna have it in a channel of DAO, all right? I wanna hear from Danny. I know that's new for you, but I know you're an email ninja, you're a marketing ninja. In order to bring the people to create awareness, you know, through email and social media, you know, to create like based on the story and everything, do you have any restrictions right now in your mind for the strategy? Because I think the reason I reached out to you because I know what you can do. I've seen what you can do. with email and social media. So tell me your thoughts, how you feel about it.
Yeah, I think originally after reading, kind of reading the story and going through the journey, we're initially selling, so we're initially selling the art. At what point does the community become of value? So rather than them saying, and maybe it could be both at the same time, but for me, I'm trying to figure out what the unique value propositions are. So initially, obviously, it's going to be the artwork and the uniqueness of these pieces that we create. But at what point do we start actually talking about the community?
That's a great point. I would like to hear from everybody that they hear what we discuss here. What do you think is the value proposition here?
In the promise of communities, certainly a thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
It's the hope, the faith in the project. But I can see why you're asking, Danny. It's like, how do you market that? How do you sell that? That idea, like, how click this link? Why? Like, how do you write that up? I've seen in a lot of projects they sell like little bits, little incentives that might not have meeting yet, but you can add meeting later, like little tokens, little sub drops, little small sections of NFTs or partial NFTs, whatever. And I think that idea of, it's like the psychology behind it, right? Like the idea of, oh, well, what will this give me in the future? It's hidden and we don't know yet. Like that alone will make people want to buy it and want to be part of it, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. What do you guys think? Based on what we hear, what's the value proposition here? Because maybe it's too all over the place. Can we congest the value proposition here? I want to hear you out.
I was thinking what I would love to see is like a single slide distillation of the value proposition. I love where Danny was going on trying to kind of wrap our heads around it, just so that it's like a reflex action for any one of us here on the founding team to believe it and feel it whenever we speak to someone. If someone was to ask us, what is the forest? What's the purpose? What do you guys do? It should be a reflex single sentence response so that we all, truly feel it. And one of the things that stood out for me was basically a way to really extend and enrich the career and potential of designers to embrace and thrive in the Web3 world, and not only learn and get educated and be part of a community, but it was also the aspect that was, we've got a marketplace where you can sell as well. So we're not just helping to educate you on what the potential of NFTs are for you as an artist or a creator, and the ongoing royalties and the protection of those royalties in perpetuity, but also the ability to collaborate and create together and then actually sell. So the sell part was a unique add-on to the community that I thought was a standout for me.
So there is a duality here. Like Danny said, maybe they can be together. So there is a duality, the unique community of education with all the things we are offering and the opportunity we give them to sell. Am I right, John? I mean, something like that? Yeah.
That's what seemed unique to me, yeah.
Okay. Anybody else wants? I think that's a good discussion just to wrap our hands around before we leave.
Yeah, so I think what John's alluding to is like you're selling the vision, right? So if you imagine yourself pitching to some investors, you have to paint that vision of where you're going. So it's not yet there, but you have to sell all the benefits of it, the community, the potential value in the future. So I think that's a small reframe of or summary.
I think we need a branding discovery. Jacob, eventually, right? We need to do a complete team branding discovery. Would you be interested to facilitate this with your expertise, Jacob?
Yeah, I think half of the, well, we have it there. It's just distilling, right? So the white paper has some of this language and the vision there. It's just how do you simplify it? And that's the difficult part.
Yeah.
It's like come up with something that everyone can stand behind and align with and make it top of mind and make it very clear, right? So you have clarity, and that's what strategy and brand is about, to have clarity. You know, who's this for? You know, what makes us different? What's the purpose here? So big questions.
Yeah, Chris, you're a designer. You're doing all those design things, everything from a video. You're doing podcasts. You do design animation. As a designer, what would be for you the intrigue trigger for you to come to this community? What's the value proposition, the way you see it, based as a designer perspective?
Definitely learn more, because maybe you're an artist or a designer, but doesn't mean that you know how to grow NFTs, how to get into it and stuff. So yeah, definitely the workshops and all those things could help.
Good. Those education is big.
Mhm.
Okay. Justin, what do you think?
So, I mean, I think the key thing is what makes us different here. What are we giving away though? Why don't we give the education part away for free, a podcast part away from free, give away the Discord community for free? But the key thing is, it's the community. It's all of these. You can reach out and you can be, rubbing feathers with all these other design titans, industry leaders. This is what we did. We built this. And then anybody can access the Forestverse to look at stuff or buy stuff, but only the people, the designers who want part of that community and storefront. Maybe you sell tree houses, and the tree house is a store that anybody can design, and we can offer helping them design that as the. So I think the value really is more of the having access to the big creatives, and then being able to display it on the Forestverse. And then you just got to give everything else away for free.
Don't you think the free part, because all of the other projects are giving for free, it's getting a little bit, that's my opinion, but I think I can actually adjust it.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it the value to fall to devaluate.
Right.
What do you guys think?
Well,
That's the
I don't
balance.
know. It's because you have to build up the community, build up the audience, and the bigger audience community you have, the more value you have. So you have to ride that line of where's the tipping point?
All right.
Yeah, those are great points, Justin. Yeah, really great points. It's so wonderful to have these discussions, to hear all these perspectives. It's wonderful, because I think there are different elements to a free open community with paid pieces. Costas and I, when we first met, we spoke about Chris DAO. We all know Chris DAO, right? The legend, the god of a creative community. I know Costas has met him in person and is a friend, which is amazing. But what strikes me about him and his mission is he's literally on a mission to empower 1 billion creators to make a career out of doing what they love.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally his mission. I might have even got that word for word. I've watched it so many times.
Yeah, it's 1 billion, literally 1 billion. Yeah,
it's very clear, and anyone can see his swipeable Instagram carousels and his tweets, and everyone can join his clubhouse rooms totally for free. He gives away so much value for free. You could literally build a business off of all his tips and advice. But then
so the freemium kind of model, like get something for free, and the extra things you think there's a value, you have to get to pay for. So I think, guys, that's a great discussion. John, that's a great point. The Chris DAO model, So I think because we already like 1 hour and 34 minutes, and I don't want to take more time. No, I'm sorry actually, because I know we have 2 people in. It's midnight in Greece right now, Konstantinos and Chris. Thank you so much, guys, for being patient. Let's wrap up. And let's center the discussion here. What's the next step here? We need to know who's in and who, by all means, they cannot participate, all right? So I think it's good somehow. Rachel, how you think we're going to do it? Like reach out to everybody one by one, something like that? I can do that. Or get an email, who's in, who's out, and just to channel the next action from there. I think after that we have the team.
I'm all in.
Yeah.
I mean, do we just assume that everyone's in unless they email us and say they're out? I feel like that's the easiest way.
Good. All right. So,
and if you're out, you're dead to us.
We love you, but somehow we have to do other things now. So, Okay, we're gonna channel all those questions that you guys have, just to create like based on those questions and to take the roadmap to see what's next. And we're gonna create a coordination framework. Justin, thank you again for doing this with us. So Rachel, Jacob left, and Justin, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna reach out to you and we're gonna create a meeting as soon as possible, one of those days, to create a coordination plan. We're gonna send it to everybody. Please get to the Discord server and assume if you got the Discord server, you're in. So maybe that's an indication of you guys being in. So see you on the Discord server. We start communicating on Discord server so we don't have to change all those emails. So I think that's the most efficient way for us to communicate. Is anybody have problem with the Discord? Doesn't know what the Discord is? Everybody has Discord? Knows? Yes? Danny, you have Discord? Awesome. Constantine, you got Discord? Awesome. So let's get the link on the Notion file that we share with you guys. Go to Discord and we'll take the discussion from there. And Justin, Rachel, and Jacob, we're going to talk on the Discord to coordinate the next steps. And we're going to have one more meeting. The other thing that I have to talk with you about is about when are we meeting? Australia, Greece, Oregon, New York, we have to coordinate this, so I don't want my boys in Greece to be vampires. But I know Chris you sleep late, right? Most of the times.
Yeah. I work normally USA hours, so
okay,
that's fine with me.
Constantine, what's the latest you can do? The latest.
The latest is 11 o'clock in the night.
And the next meetings are not going to be so. This is the first meeting, the introduction. So it takes. We're going to channel to be more specific. We're going to have an agenda, and minutes we're going to be very specific. So I'm going to reach out to everybody, just to discuss about observations. I think that was a good meeting. What do you guys think? It was a good meeting. We got some clarity, and still we have a lot of things. But once we have everything in place, it's a beautiful thing. We're building it from scratch, and we all from different places and from different worlds. I think it's going to be an exciting journey. I want you in Discord to start reaching out to everybody, to each other, become friends, learn more about each other. Not because I want personally, because I think it's very appropriate for what we're trying to build and for the vision. So let's get friends together and let's share visions, okay? And yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much. I'm thankful. Whoever wants to hang out for a few minutes, I'm gonna be here. Rachel, I want to talk to you after we finish. And God bless the forest. Welcome up to us. The artwork's gonna be
Everyone,
fun.
it was nice meeting everyone. I'll be in touch with you guys. Costas,
Danny,
good job.
we're gonna talk later, okay? Thank you, brother.
Yeah, nice meeting you all. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, later, guys.
You too.
Bye,
Thank
Brian.
you guys.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Thanks to you, Jason, for raising the hand too, man, on the coordination. It's going to be a big one.
Yes, thank you, Justin. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, thanks for pointing it out.
Yeah, it was great. Fort is gonna make some nice music. You should hear Fort's music. He's very dope musician. So what do you think, Forty? How you feel?
Feel great, man. Like
Nice,
what I'm
man.
hearing.
So nice to catch up with you after 10 years, huh?
For sure. Yeah, a long time. Yeah.
That was great, man.
It's about 10 years. Yeah, 2012 we met, right?
Thanks so much for reaching out because we need the music aspect of things. We need it.
Whatever I can do, even on the creative side, conceptual art, I do all that stuff. I didn't get too deep into what I do, but I also dabble in art. I have